Welcome back to another video. Last video said we were going to check out the fork steerer and get that all measured. Measured a few times before we end up cutting it. But before we do that, the headset, the front section of the bike, you have a number of bearings, spacers, and such like that you have to put in place in order to get the fork in the right position before measuring. Now, as of this afternoon, the information on the Elves bike website is actually inaccurate. I'm going through the accessories box. This guy here. For information and the build stack for the headset itself. Documentation says you need a 7mm black bearing for the top of the headset and a C-ring plus metal spacers and plastic spacers, which look like this. Where's the C-ring? This is the C-ring here. This guy. This actually sits on top of the top bearing, like so. Then the spacers sit on top of that, much like that. Okay. However, as you can see, that's a red bearing. It's actually 8mm. Bottom bearing, same again. There is actually two of them. They're both 8mm. Now, got me scratch my head. Did I get sent the wrong information or the wrong accessories? So I contacted them, and according to them, the accessories I received were 100% correct, and that's what I should work with. So I then quizzed it. I thought, right, okay, let me just set the bearings in the headset itself, and yeah, sure enough they fit. But there was this issue with the crown race. Now, the crown race, if you don't know, is basically a shim that protects the top of the fork protects it, helps support the bearing and the fork stem from not damaging anything else on the top of the fork. At least that's how I believe anyway. But it turns out I didn't look close enough. So let me get my trusty little file here to point this out. So just here at the bottom of the fork, there's a little beveled edge that actually caters for the bearing. I didn't realise that the flat section of the bearing actually has a bevel in it as well. So when this goes in the bottom of the headset, it actually sits nice and flush. So, that out of the way, let's get all this put together. Pre-assembled some zip ties. I don't know if it's going to be picked up in camera. Yeah, there's 3 zip ties there that I'm going to use to help connect the fork to the frame, and yeah, we'll get that done just now. So let me go ahead and put these bearings in place. Okay, that's them in place. Next, we're gonna need to put this lot together. So, this is only a test fit, so we can get the right stem length on our fork steerer. Okay, so that's that in. Let's get this guy and our zip ties. very fiddly. Okay, so the C-ring's in place. Let's zip tie this guy, just so it doesn't fall and damage on the floor. Okay, so we've got the first part of it done. Let's get the spacers and everything else set up. And then we get our handlebar. Okay. Ta-da! Right, now need to mark on the fork steer stem the height at which the handlebar sits just at the lip. So we'll use our little file here to mark that work? Yep. Okay. Excellent. So now let's get rid of that. Take this guy out. And hopefully you'll be able to see this. So I have marked the fork steer stem. This is where the top of the handlebar would sit. Now we also have our expansion plug here that sits in the top of the stem, and there's a little lip on here that we need to measure and adjust, because we need to deduct the lip of the top here, this section here, need to deduct that from the top of the fork stem, and I think it's about 4 millimeters. Yeah, so this piece here is roughly 4 millimeters, and that's what we deduct off the mark on the stem. So let me go ahead and do that now. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to see that second mark there. Maybe, don't know. Trust me, there's two. This is the initial one, and then there's one just underneath it. So this is where I'll be cutting the steer tube, or the stem, and I'll do that in the background. So there we go, a little bit of knowledge. That'll do it for this video. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and yeah, the next video will hopefully get some other bits done. We'll have this chopped and test fitted and yeah, I think I'll start to work on the rear hydraulic brake, get that cabled all the way through the stem of the headset, and yeah, that'll be in the next video. So enjoy the rest of your day. I'll catch you in the next video. So this is a shot after the fork steer stem has been cut down to size. So you can see in the recess there, I've left 4mm gap for the plug to actually sit into. Just like so. Let's see how flush that is. That's pretty sick. So what's left to do now is we will take apart the handlebars, the compression plug, spacers, bearings top and bottom, and then we'll get to routing the hydraulic caliper from the rear through the tube. There's some foam tube inside, much like this guy here. There was 2 in there, and this will come up through the headset or head tube, and then we'll get these cables out here. Okie dokie, so stay tuned for the next video, and yeah, see you in the next one.